The financial services industry has always been considered by underwriters to be a high-hazard class of business. But what is it that makes financial firms a higher risk? And why is it important for financial firms to buy cyber insurance? One of the most notable hazards of financial firms is the level of sensitive data they possess. Whether we are talking about a bank, accounting firm, or financial planner, financial firms store some of the most sensitive and financial data of their clients. If this data were to be compromised in a security breach, or even just through accidental release of the information, the financial firm would face a wide range of expenses, such as the cost of hiring a breach attorney and forensics firm, notifying those customers affected and offering them credit monitoring, as well as hiring a public relations firm to mitigate the damage to their reputation. They could also suffer business interruption loss, as well as reputational loss that leads to lost customers, and they would likely face expenses related to regulatory fines and penalties. Data breaches to financial firms with cyber insurance will frequently trigger every section of their cyber insurance policy and therefore will often lead to large payouts. Data breaches to financial firms without cyber insurance will often lead to the company going out of business. Now that we better understand why cyber insurance carriers view financial firms as a high-hazard class of business, let's take a closer look at all the different cyber exposures that financial firms face. One of the most dangerous threats to financial firms are data breaches, where hackers gain unauthorized access to databases containing customer information, exposing sensitive information such as clients' credit card numbers, social security numbers, bank account information, and other types of personally identifiable information. Malware and ransomware are also commonly used forms of attack, where hackers can encrypt data or disrupt operations until a ransom is paid. Cybercrimes such as social engineering, funds transfer, phishing, vishing, spear phishing, farming, and man-in-the-middle scams are all common forms of fraud with the intent to trick financial firms and/or their clients into releasing money or granting unauthorized access to cyber criminals, and we will discuss these tricks in more detail in a separate video. Perhaps one of the most dangerous and difficult to defend against threats that financial firms face is insider threats, where employees or trusted individuals within the organization may intentionally or unintentionally compromise security by accessing or disclosing sensitive information. Identity theft is another common threat where criminals attempt to steal personal and financial information to impersonate individuals and gain unauthorized access to accounts. For banks, ATM skimming is another threat where criminals use skimming devices on ATMs to capture card information, allowing them to clone cards and make unauthorized transactions. Also for banks, with the increased use of mobile banking apps, vulnerabilities in mobile devices or apps can be exploited to gain unauthorized access or conduct fraudulent transactions. Supply chain risk is a rapidly growing threat as financial services firms often rely on a complex network of third-party vendors and service providers. Weaknesses in the cybersecurity practices of these entities can expose financial institutions to additional risks. Emerging technologies are another growing threat as the adoption of new technologies such as blockchain, advanced cloud computing, and artificial intelligence brings new cybersecurity challenges that have not yet been fully tested. As you can see, financial firms have a very large cyber exposure, and any of these threats can have a devastating impact on the business. It is critical that financial services firms fully invest in cybersecurity services as well as broad cyber insurance policy through a reputable carrier. For more information on how you can better protect your financial firm, reach out to your ProWriters appointed insurance agency anytime.